I will pray for you, but if you get on my nerve, I will cuss you smooth out. My mouth ain't under control yet, and I can throw these hands. And let me tell you something. If I get my hands on you, I promise you, you gonna know you've been in a fight. But I'm trying not to go there because I'm in transition.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We are back, y'all, and we are talking to Real Housewives of Potomac. Woo! Season 10, episode 2. The audacity, honey. The audacity of it all. I feel like, let me ask y'all something. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Listen, we're going to get right into it. What are your thoughts on this week's episode? Do you feel like the episode gave what it needed to give? I'm going to wait. Do you feel like the episode gave what it needed to give? I feel like it did. And I feel there could be a possibility. Thank you, Queen Liz. She said, yes. I feel like the producers had so much that I was almost overwhelmed. You remember we got 10 ladies this season. That's almost unheard of. We got 10 ladies. So everybody has come to work. Speaking of coming to work, I thought this. I said, Ashley's fighting for her life. Ashley is fighting for her life this season, so much so that the desperation is coming off as childish and silly. I feel like everybody's stepping up, including the new girls, right? You got Angel, you got Tia, even the new girls are coming in, trying to, I don't know, what is it? Make their mark. Make sure that everybody knows who they are. And no, Wendy was not fired from Bravo. She was fired from the college. Am I right or am I missing something? See, I'm going to go off tangent. She was fired from the college. Can somebody verify? No, I don't think she's been released from Bravo. I think she was released from her job at as a professor at one of the colleges, right? Yeah, Miss Linda. She was not fired from Bravo. She was fired from the college, child. as a professor. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that. Yeah, that's it. Y'all get okay, y'all. So that's it. Okay. So listen, Ashley's fighting for her life. Period. And I don't know. It's just I don't like how she's showing up because you have to think about it. Ashley's like 36, 37 now. I'm between 35 to 37. And to me, Ashley has become a full-blown fool. A fool. And I mean that. And you don't really hear me call somebody a fool too often, but I'm going to call her one. She's coming off as childish. She's coming off as low vibrational. And I know some of y'all are like, Queen Shiba, she's been that way. Not to this extent, though. Not necessarily to this extent. I mean, she's had her moments, but I feel like Ashley is slowly losing momentum on the show. I believe she's behaving like a child more so this season than I've seen her ever. And it's repeated. And it's almost like she has blind spots where she can't even see herself or assess herself. And I'm like, last year when y'all were like, get rid of Ashley, I said, no, give her time. Let's see what she does this year. Last night I said, all right, get rid of Wendy. I can't believe I'm saying it, but then Wen has to go. Let me tell you who else has to go because they got 10 of them anyway. And remember, we did the countdown. I mean, the roster lineup. And none of us could really decide who the hard picks are or should be because we said, oh, man, we just have to see. Wendy can go. Ashley can go. That leaves us with 8. I'm going from episode to episode because there's so much going on. Production. I'm telling you, you got something here. Now, I don't know if production is going to be able to put it together to make it all make sense, but I said it last season. I'll continue to say it this season. So far, I feel like they have the right recipe. They have the right people in place. And the only reason people would need to go is if they eliminate themselves. Ashley is headed in a road of self-elimination, if you ask me. She's doing way too much to remain on the show. It's not giving a lot of substance. And for once, I'm not really connecting with her. I'm not really connecting with Ashley. There's typically something she could give or does give that make me say, okay, all right, I get it. I get it. But this season, she's falling short by her own doing. And I just can't follow Ashley. I can't. And I believe Ashley was not only the perfect beard for Michael Darby, but he was also the perfect beard for her. Because now that we know what we know, you're grown. You can do what you want to do in your marriage. If you have an open marriage and you don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind, that's on you. That's fine. And we thought, well, let me speak for myself. Hell, I thought it was primarily worked one way. I thought maybe Michael had turned Ashley out, but Ashley's no longer with Michael, and Ashley still. I thought I saw a putty cat. Like Tweety Bird. Ashley's still chasing a putty cat when she led us to believe that the only reason she was doing it is because she wanted to please her husband. And it ain't nothing wrong with it, right? That's not even where I'm going. At this point, I'm like, girl, control yourself, domesticate yourself. You all up in everybody's crouch. And Michael was your beard just as much as you were his beard. So I don't know. I don't know if there's a place for Ashley anymore. Um, I don't know if there's a place for her anymore on the show. And maybe I'm by myself, but y'all let me know what you think. I'll wait a couple of seconds before I move on. So you feel like there's a place for Ashley on the show? Or some of you, and I you know what? I think I'm an Ashley fan. I like Ashley, but I just don't know. I feel like she's not growing with the audience, okay? I know Katie's insane, beyond insane. Didn't Katie want Chris Samuels? So yeah, Katie is insane. So are you saying that, Queen Liz, because you believe or you do not believe that there was an encounter, a sexual encounter between Katie and Ashley? So give us a little bit more context if you can. Ah, you feel like Katie wants clout, and Ashley didn't accuse Katie of having a hamster coochie, but she said was, according to Queen Liz, that she called Candace a hamster face and Katie a dollar store coochie. Well, she's still talking about why let me ask you something. Why are women worried about other women's vaginas anyway? When did that become a thing? When did that become a thing? And this ain't no old school question. Why are y'all concerned? Not y'all in the chat, because I know we ain't got nothing but high value women out here. But why are women concerned about other women's vagina? That is like the weirdest clapback to me. That is like the weirdest clapback. Okay, some of you were saying Wing Goddess says Ashley is okay, but she can go. Yeah, I think she was a beer for Michael, but I also believe that I'm strong, especially with Ashley dressing up like a man every episode. Just come on out. Just come on out. You don't have to ease me into it. I'm going to be okay either way. I feel like when Ashley was married to Michael, believe it or not, follow me very closely. I can't even believe I'm saying this. Michael probably was the best thing that has ever happened to Ashley. Hold on before you boo me and before you throw tomatoes my way. We didn't really get to see how lackluster Ashley was because she had money, 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 money comes to me. Money covered up her flaws, and she's just not flawed. Ashley has no depth. And I don't know if I want to go that deep. We didn't get to see how lackluster she was, but we're seeing it now in real time. There were remnants of it, right? But then we were quickly reminded to put some respect on her name, when we would see her and Michael together, and the fact that he owned a restaurant and they lived in a penthouse. So then you would say, okay, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. But now that she's divorced and she's no longer attached to Michael, if you ask me, I said there's a full-blown display that this girl really don't bring anything to the table outside of being a biracial and Becky with the good hair. Outside of that, show me the money. Show me the money. And I'm going to really get into it in a minute. And come to find out, Ashley, you did all of that. Confronting Stacey, picking a fight with Stacey about whether or not she was divorced. Just to learn, as of today, confirmed by TMZ, that Stacey is indeed divorced. Now what? Y'all get what I'm saying? Lackluster, no depth. Where are you going with this? Now what? She's divorced. Now what? Because who are you? Like the entire time I'm watching, I'm like, who are you? You're making a spectacle. Like my grandma used to say, you're making an ass out of yourself at your event. And look, just as goofy and corny, take your size 11 shoe and gallop out of here, and even galloped. How many times did you practice that? Because that was corny to me. And I'm like, oh my God, I have secondhand embarrassment. Stacey is divorced. And according to TMZ, let me quote, the Real Housewives of Potomac star, Stacey Roush, her divorce looks legit. So Giselle and Ashley, even though you weren't convinced that she actually got a divorce from her husband, she did. And not only that, I don't really see somebody playing with that. I don't see Stacey playing with that. And not because of Stacey. When Stacey went to the restaurant to meet her husband, did you not kind of see the look on his face? He seems like a stern man. He seems like a man that really doesn't have a lot of patience for BS. A man of few words. But if you sit back and look at his face, he doesn't seem like the type that's going to allow any woman that he's married to throw their marriage on the line just to get a job on a show. So I knew that. I said, they have to be divorced. If you look at him, you can tell he's not about that. He's not a happy Eddie. He's not going to claim insurance fraud just so that he can look good in the scene. That's not what it's giving. So yeah, y'all called her out according to TMZ on a recent episode. Actually, both episodes, season 1 and 2. Episode 1 and 2. And Giselle said that, no, you're not divorced. I know what a divorce decree looks like. That looks completely different from mine. But the court records appear to confirm that Stacey is telling the truth. I never thought she was lying anyway. Hell, who the hell is Ashley? Come on, y'all. Who the hell is Ashley Darby to get to validate whether somebody's telling the truth or not when she can't even talk about Michael? Michael had you hanging in suspension for 3 years before he decided to give you a little something to go away. But according to the legal documents obtained by TMZ, Stacey and Thiamo, they divorced last year. And the final decree was entered on the docket December 16th. But it's sealed. And that's why you couldn't find it, dummy. Now, let me just say this. If it's sealed and TMZ has it or has the information about it, I believe, Stacey, you sent it to them. Are y'all following me? I got to be fair now. Look, everybody can get it over here. If it's sealed, that's why Ashley couldn't find it, even though I believe you should have never been looking for it, because another woman's marital business ain't your business when your shit ain't clean and you just barely walked away from Michael, okay, with a little piece of change in your pocket. So if it's sealed and TMZ has a copy of it or has any information on it, it's because you sent it, Stacey. All right, y'all? Are y'all following? That's just how that game works. See, Stacey's wise enough, sharp enough, savvy enough. She's not going to sit down. She's not going to sit down with a small time blogger. She gonna go straight to a TMZ. Oops upside your head, Ashley. Oops upside your head, Giselle. And I got a funny feeling and a sneaky suspicion that Stacey knows how to play this game better than any of them. Better than any of them. Sit back in the cut. I think she's a quiet storm. I think she understands the politics of it. Like she told Kiearna, this may be what she say, vanilla to you and triggering topic to you about television, but I've been on television for quite some time. And if you think about her background, it's deeper than television. She was on QVC. It ain't that many Black women on QVC. So you put a Black woman who's on QVC having to work with all these, pardon me, my white ladies, I love y'all, but it's given corporate America. And she's surrounded by all of these white women that she has to compete with on QVC, say the right things, do the right things. She's learned how to cover her ass from head to toe with that paperwork. So I wouldn't be shocked. And I strongly believe that she sent a copy right on over there to big old giant TMZ to shut y'all the hell up and make you look like a fool. And I guarantee you next season, Giselle, you're going to get up off of her. She just backed you up off of her. I don't think Stacey is the one you want to play around with. I really don't. And I think Stacey's the type to sit back in the cut and wait, and she's going to get her lick back. She's the type where you underestimate me so I can embarrass you. Underestimate me so I can embarrass you. Somebody, what's Stacey's birthday? I want to know her sign. What's her horoscope? Not that it matters, but I'm just curious. Okay. So the documents show that Thiamo filed for divorce in early December of 2024, saying that the couple married in Germany of 2007, and they had been separated a year. He said they apparently hammered out a quick settlement as there was no hope of a possibility of a reconciliation between the parties. So he initiated the divorce. I wonder why. And I'm coming back to Ashley in a minute, because season 10, episode 1, they sat down, they had this beautiful dinner together. But he just seems like a man that's not easily influenced. I'm all about body language, facial expressions, picking up on your aura. And when you're solid and genuine, it's easy for me to read you. He just seems like he's contemplating something. So he filed for divorce, and it seems like it went pretty quickly, that he had made up his mind. I want a divorce, and he was not playing about wanting a divorce, okay? But now they're back together. Of course, that's her storyline, right? I don't think he's the type, just all from looks though, that's going to sit down and have a fake dinner with her to help her reputation or help her win favor on the show. He just doesn't give that at all. I don't think he give a damn about the show, because if he wanted to do that, he could have been on the show last season. You get what I'm saying? So if she's saying that they are trying, they probably are. Oh, they say she's an Aries. Okay. She likes to throw down. Okay. Tulsa Queen, Queen Tulsa said, Stacey's an Aries. She likes to throw down. Well, she got her lick back. And I like the move. I like the move she made, because she took it to TMZ. She didn't use a lot of words, because you can't with them. These girls are used to arguing. And, fortunately, they're the type, it ain't really too much you can say that's going to win them over when they put a target on your back. So she did what she needed to do. I'm going to get you up off of me. Apple Charm believes that Stacey's a star. I think there's a it depends on how strong she finishes this season to me. I mean, this season. If she's able to not crack under pressure, the door is open, if you get my drift. But yeah, I feel like they are back together or trying. They're dating. And she said that they decided to reconcile during a family Christmas getaway to Mexico with their 9-year-old daughter, Arabella, after she found out on the trip that they were officially divorced. Ooh, that means she had a strong emotional reaction to that. Or either she was notified, either he notified her or she got the email. So it seems like her timeline, but basically what TMZ is validating and confirming is she's not lying. Yeah, they got a divorce in December. right? It was placed on the docket in December 2024. Damn, they move quick. 2 weeks later, y'all, they go on a family vacation. She gets word that, listen, you're divorced. 2 weeks after it hit the docket, while she was on a trip. On that trip, they decided, like, dang, okay, maybe we should give it a try. During that time, well, hold on. I'm thinking out loud. Okay, the cast is kind of right because they say you was messing with TJ in January. Unless Stacey decided to not tell Thiamo or TJ about each other. And she led TJ to believe that she was in the process of getting a divorce. And since Thiamo had initiated the divorce, she's probably still, I don't know, I'm thinking out loud, right? Probably like, you know what? This month can already divorced me before. Nah, I'm gonna keep a little something in my back pocket. Just in case. Just in case. I'm gonna keep a little something in my back pocket. I'm gonna keep TJ over here. Play with him if I need to. I'm gonna play with Thiamo too. And I think that's where the timeline is being crossed and the girls are confused. She decided to not let the women know. It sounds like, and now that we're getting into the facts, that yeah, I was divorced last year. I was divorced last year, but you know what? I didn't have to tell y'all that I'm still screwing around with my ex-husband. None of your business. Because maybe she just didn't know. Think about it. You know how it is when you break up. 2 weeks, we not even out. Listen, we're not out the clear. So maybe she decided to dip and dab, but didn't tell anybody anything, just in case Thiamo wanted to play with her. And decide, nah, I really don't want this. Yeah. So her storyline, Stacey's, was about going through that divorce and moving on with TJ. I can see Stacey being a little clever about maybe using TJ to make her husband jealous and vice versa. I can see that. Bringing it onto the show to get that old thing back. I don't really think it had anything to do with the castmates, though. What do y'all think? Do you think Stacey concocted this entire story? Because we know it's true, right? But do you think she withheld information because of her cast members? Or do you think she did so as a woman whose husband initiated divorce? And they say, y'all, they say we don't like rejection. Now, as women, you know what they say about us? It's hard for a woman to accept the fact that a man don't want her and was like, you know what? I'm going to get in my Aries bag. I'm going to be unbothered. I'm going to go over here with TJ, Thiamo. You mean business? I mean business. I don't know. What are your thoughts? I'm thinking out loud because, you know, it got to make sense. Now, Giselle claimed that Stacey went to an app and made her divorce documents. Okay, that's not true. Giselle, Ashley, do you plan on apologizing? That's all I want to know because the lady is divorced. It sounds like it. So Giselle was wrong, loud and wrong. And even though I like Giselle, I think you got to tread lightly. I don't, let me say this too. Let me say this because I feel like I'm trying to be nice because it's daytime. But Ashley, let's be very clear. Stacey does not owe you her storyline. Are y'all following me? Stacey don't owe you not a damn thing. And it seems like you're attaching yourself to Stacey to attack Stacey in order to make her your storyline. Stacey doesn't owe you that. Stacey doesn't owe you a paycheck. And that's why they get mad when Stacey storms out because cut. You're looking for a moment. Destiny Payton. If you understand what I'm saying, inside joke, Love and Mary Huntsville crowd. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You're looking for a moment, and I'm not going to give you that moment. And as a matter of fact, let me walk the hell up out of here so that you can earn your paycheck, so that you can earn your check. Because I will not give you a storyline, Miss Ashley Darby. Yeah, Ashley's attaching herself to Stacey to have a storyline. Right, wrong, and or indifferent. Ashley's going to ride this thing to the finish line because did y'all want to see Josh? And y'all done pressured Josh so much. The one y'all call Harlow, Jeff Harlow or whatever. The man done went out and changed his hair. I was like, child, he done went to a black barbershop. Y'all done pressured this young lad into changing his hair. And it looks horrible. Okay. It looks horrible. Let me move on. I'm going to come back to that. I want to talk about Wendy and Kiearna. No, I don't. I want to talk about that stripper. I want to talk about the stripper that Ashley brought. That's a mess. And that's why I say, bravo, Ashley can go. Put her on Love and Hip Hop. She'll fit right in. Send her to Atlanta, Love and Hip Hop. She'll fit right in. Because Ashley's going down this road that I'm not familiar with for the franchise of Housewives. She started off strong. She's rapidly declining. She's turning like a damn werewolf. And I don't recognize it. And I don't think it's good for the show. I don't. Unless she can find an old white man to marry very quickly by December 31st, 2025. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Ashley, I'm going to be honest, and I don't know how to say this. I said it, but then I want to say it differently. I said, believe it or not, this is going to sound really crazy. Michael Darby is the best thing that's ever happened to Ashley and her family. Ashley's trailer park, and I don't mean that. If you don't understand me, you're not going to get it. I don't mean that as like I'm coming after her. She's trailer park. All of them, except her uncle. I forgot his name. He's a hardworking man, so is his wife. But Ashley's mom is in the struggle line. She's been on the struggle train for quite some time. Okay. And yes, she's mixed and biracial, but they've struggled all their lives. And her mom groomed her on how to get white men because that's what her mom has been doing for a number of years. The only difference is her mom would get the ones that would kind of utilize her, like Candace says, as a bed wench, make a couple of babies, and don't give her anything. Hence, Ashley's father, who wanted nothing to do with Ashley, pretended like he never was with that black woman. As a result, you have this child named Ashley that's unaccounted for by this white man who's just embarrassed, right? That he has a black child. And then her mom moves on to this other white man, right? That doesn't work, who Ashley becomes responsible for financially. So then the mom grooms Ashley to drive 2 hours from her hometown to this other town where other men are, white men with money. And that's how Ashley came to meet Michael Darby. She would drive 2 ways there, 2 ways back. And this is out of Ashley's mouth. And guess what? She had to do something strange for a piece of change. Yeah, she had to do something strange for a piece of change. Michael Darby turned you every which way but loose. Used your body to do whatever he wanted to do. Had you out there bad. In the hood, they call it that he turned you out. He turned you out. Finally married you, not because he loved you. Let's be very clear. But wow, I finally got me one that's going to allow me to do all of the sexual deviant things that I want to do that's typically frowned upon. But this one seems to be okay with it. Later in the game, you try to flip the script on him. Okay. And he didn't like that because that's not what he signed up for at all. And if the truth be told, Warren Dixon, I think you had something going on with Michael Darby. I believe you had something going on with Michael Darby. I'm not going to say allegedly because I'm not stating it as a fact. Those are just my thoughts. I have a strong feeling and a sneaky suspicion that you let Michael Darby see or taste that Mr. Goodbar. Ain't nobody pulling me up off of that. That's what I believe. That's what I'm going to ride with. Listen, that's why Michael got very upset when he heard that Juan was going to marry Robin. And to me, Juan, that's why you was upset. Because you didn't want to. You know what? This ain't about Juan and Robin. Come on now, Queen Shiba, get yourself together. I believe that something occurred between Michael and Juan. And I think Michael was your girlfriend, Juan. That's it. That's all. I think Michael was your girlfriend. I believe. I'm not stating it as a fact. You can't get in my head and tell my brain what to believe or not. So my brain is saying that Michael was your girlfriend. That's it. I heard him talking. He didn't realize that Mike was hot. Talking about how y'all were going to go away on a trip. Okay. All right, but let's get back to it. Yeah, so Ashley, when Michael left, I was reminded, I'm not going to say y'all, I'm going to put this all on me. I was reminded that Ashley really doesn't have a solid background as a Black woman like the rest of them do. And if she's educated, she don't really talk about her formal education. Ashley was a what do we call him? A bopper. They call him a bopper. Y'all call him thoughts. Y'all call him thoughts. We call him bopper. She's a bopper. But she can't bop no more. And you know it's bad when Luke from Winter House won't have you. Hell, you can barely keep Josh. I think Ashley, let me see. You could barely keep Josh. Doogie Howser. Doogie don't even want you. Y'all call him Jeff or Harlow. I call him Doogie. Doogie don't even want you. That means you too much for Doogie. I think Ashley was doing stuff to Michael that Michael, let me shut up. Let me go on. I think Ashley's too strong and masculine in the bedroom. She scared Doogie off. She scared Luke off. Ashley's probably the man, and Michael probably turned you out, and you don't even realize it. So Doogie left. Ashley's dad just died sad. She didn't go to the funeral. You know what? It's not sad because she's never established to me. Let me tell you why I say that. That white man didn't give a damn about her. He looked at her as he would any other Black person he had disdain or hatred for. So it's not that relationship. Don't imagine that you would imagine for your father or somebody else's father that you know are in your family. They didn't have that kind of relationship. That man was ashamed of her. It ain't sad. It is what it is. Her mama made that decision. You can't be sad for somebody that hates you. You can't be sad for somebody that denies your existence, right? It doesn't matter what the relationship is. But when Michael left, Ashley started to decline very quickly. And there's really not a left. There's really not a lot left other than her sleeping around with both men and women. And then it brings us back to, that's what you have to do to get Michael. But see, the Michael Darbys come a dime a dozen. And not because they're the greatest picks. They're just different. They move different. You was of a particular age. And when you started to want to be a mommy and breastfeed, that became very unattractive to him. That was too much femininity for him. And he wanted out of the marriage. Period. He wanted out. That's it. That's all. Yeah. So the stripper that she brought reminded me of where she came from. And I'm like, this is not even a place for this. This is low budget. It ain't even that kind of party. Y'all are dressed up in gowns. You got men walking around in tuxedos. You got butlers handing out glasses of champagne, hors d'oeuvres being handed to you. Why would you bring this into that? See, it's inappropriate. It doesn't fit the script. You doing way too much. And now let me know. I say, Ashley's over here fighting for her life to keep her damn job. This girl has gone full blown trashy. And I really started thinking, I said, you know what? It's like she's trying to pull off this seductive version of being like a Candy Burris, but you can't. You can't duplicate or imitate Candy Burris because it's not landing. You don't have Candy Burris money. You don't have Candy Burris team. You don't have Candy Burris production. You don't have Candy Coated what? You don't have any of that. And you're trying to, we know allegedly that Candy's bisexual. Probably a little has a sophisticated operation, she and her husband. It's almost like you're trying to throw this in our face like the other, like Candy, when Candy did the sex dungeon, and it was an epic fail. And that's why I say, she can go. She can go. Because I'm not saying that it's not okay. It's just not okay for that event. And the fact that you don't know that and it's not tracking with you, yeah. Okay. Let me get back to Kiearna. I want to get back to Kiearna. Wendy and Kiearna at Ashley's event. So, you go from Ashley arguing with Stacey, very loud, very uncouth, very ghetto, very trailer park, for no freaking reason, just loud. Then the camera pans into Wendy and Kiearna. They're seated on the couch, the sofa. And I do believe Wendy shaded Kiearna on several occasions, just like I believe that you gave Giselle's twin daughters very nasty looks to make them feel extremely uncomfortable with you as a grown woman, intimidated by you, but you did it that nobody would ever believe them, right? So then it becomes your words against these little girls' words. And it's just hard to say that Professor Wendy would ever, but now we know. Now we know. So I believe that you did shade Kiearna, and I believe that you did it in such a cold manner that you're making Kiearna look foolish, like a liar, childish, petty, immature, emotionally unintelligent, all of that. Wendy's been doing this so long, not only with people, she's a master manipulator, even with the insurance companies. Hell, it took them years to catch her. You get what I'm saying? It took them years to catch her. So, Kiearna, it's not you. It's not you. She's a professional. She's a professional. She did exactly what you said she did, but she just has more practice in the field of wrongdoing. Kiearna probably thought they were really cool, that she was really getting to know Wendy, and then ta-da, come to find out, no bueno. No bueno. Wendy didn't give a damn about you and made sure you felt that and you knew that, just like Giselle's daughters when she saw you out in public. That's it. That's all. And doing the same thing that she did to Giselle when Giselle confronted her about it, making you look foolish. No, come on. Okay. But watch this. Kiearna, you got to tread lightly, because let me tell you what I'm looking at. And that's why I said it's an extremely good episode. From a production standpoint, there was so many dynamics, y'all. Kiearna, you have to tread lightly, because the group, I'm going to tell you this, that group, they're not giving you how do I say this? They're not giving you the respect that you deserve as a grown woman. Oh, yeah. You don't have their respect. And that tells me when they're done with Stacey, see, there's a pecking order. When they're done with Stacey, you're second up on deck. So you better watch it. And you better tread lightly. Pick your battles very carefully. Okay? Pick your battles very carefully. You would have been better off making allies with Stacey opposed to becoming her enemy. And I'm going to tell you why. Because at least y'all would have had each other. You jumping on this Stacey hate train, and you and Stacey really ain't got no issue. Not knowing that you're next up on deck. You're next up on deck. You can't see it, but I can see it. They don't respect you. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. Because I can't just be over here talking stuff and not backing it up. The reason why I say I don't believe they respect you, it became evident to me by the way they invaded your private conversation with Wendy. Some of them sat on the back of the couch. Anytime two other grown women on this show would talk or one would pull the other one away, they give each other bag, give me 50 feet. They give each other 50 feet because don't nobody want that smoke. They didn't do that with you. They came in, they took over. They didn't respect you needing a one-on-one with Wendy. It's very evident to me. They're trying to little girl you. That means you're up next. That's how this particular franchise works. Nothing's changed here. Just different players. They did it to Candace. They did it to Monique. I'm not saying they're right or wrong or bullies. If you understand the game, then you prepare. So you're jumping on board to be one of the girls to go after Stacey when you should be. I would probably be pairing up with Stacey so that I wouldn't be a lone ranger out there should they decide to turn the tables on me. Okay, that's it. That's all. Because your friend is already kind of, one thing about these kind of groups, y'all, the women, everybody wants to fit in. And that pressure to fit in causes people to turn on each other, even the women that each other bring on. Your homegirl's already 1 foot in over there when she didn't take your side when it came to Wendy. That's all I'm saying. Watch this, though. So Stacey admitted, and she goes to her confessional, and she's like, surprised. Stacey admits in her confessional that she's a bit shocked that the other women have turned against her, right? Yeah, it's an ambush. And I'm going to tell you why, Stacey. It has nothing to do with your breath. None of that. Because flaws and all, if the truth be told, you're the closest thing to the real deal on this show, even with your flaws, even with everything that they're saying about you, even with everything they're trying to dig up on you. And to be honest, the only receipt they have is the one that you produced, I believe, to TMZ, is where you are married. Other than that, it's all hogwash. It's rumors. They have no receipts that you paid TJ, which I think may be a lie. I don't know. Maybe it's not. TJ could have done the same thing that Stacey did. Send the receipts anonymously to TMZ. Why are you suing her? Produce the receipts and then sue. I believe Stacey's the closest thing to the real deal. She's a real housewife, or was a real housewife. She has a real marriage, had a real marriage, going through real life stuff, a real divorce, real life getting back together, real life family vacations. She's untainted. She's sharing her real life. She's doing all of this. This girl is really giving the real. And I don't know if she's going to continue that later on down the road, but we see her, whether we like her or not. We get an opportunity to see her real life. And that's why I think they're hating on you. That's it. That's all. Because everything that you say you are has been traceable, even if they don't like it, even if they don't like the timelines. So, and deal with it. None of your business. Because Jamal stood you up at the reunion. Jamal has always made you look like a fool. Michael has made Ashley look like a fool. Juan has made Robin look like a fool. Both Kieran and Ray have made each other look like fools. And I say both of them. If you go back when Ray said he wasn't sure if he loved Kieran, and then Kieran going out drinking and allegedly dealing with Mr. Blue Eyes. Candace has made Chris look like a fool. When her second season, she cursed him smooth the fuck out. Y'all don't remember? Ashley and Michael have made each other look like fools. Wendy has made Eddie look like a fool. making it seem like he's such a successful man when he's not, hadn't practiced law in God knows how long. So you're the closest thing to the real deal. No, TJ didn't make Stacey look like a fool because she wasn't married to him. I get what you're saying. I'm talking about the married couples, the married ones. TJ made himself look like a fool, if you ask me. Wendy made Stacey look like a fool. Wendy is the one who came to the reunion claiming that her friend paid TJ to be on the show. This is a great place to segue into Wendy and Stacey. So that's what I mean. Y'all see all of these dynamics that are happening on the show, and we're just into episode 2. That's why I was like, "Ooh, they got some good stuff." If you're paying attention, you got Ashley going off on Stacey. You got Kiearna not liking Stacey, picking a fight with Stacey. You have Kiearna and Wendy. You have Wendy and Stacey. Wendy outed Stacey last reunion, and Stacey thought they were friends. So this episode, she goes to Wendy's house, accepts the invitation to meet with Wendy because she wants to make things right. Not knowing that the Wendy she thinks she's friends with ain't the same Wendy that we've come to know this week. Okay? At this point, keep in mind, this episode, Stacey has no idea that it's all a sham. It's all a facade. Wendy was never her friend because the shit hit the fan this week about who Wendy really is. Thank you, Queen Liz. She said, this is a good breakdown, Queen, because so much is happening. It is. That's why I was like, oh my God, I had to watch it twice. I was like, there is so much happening. And if I'm feeling this way, imagine what production is feeling like. Whoa, we only have 45 minutes to try to tell these stories. Who do we want to go with? And that's why I said you're going to have to narrow it down. You can't film 10 women. It's just too much. And it's good though. So if anybody could go, Ashley can go and Wendy can go at this point. I don't give a damn about Wendy and Eddie making it right, going to court. Too late. Everything up until this point you've told us have been a complete lie. You've never been real since the time you entered our television screens. And because of that, I want a divorce from Wendy and Eddie. I don't want to deal with you anymore. I don't want to see you anymore. Period. So Stacey goes over there to Wendy's house. Nice home, by the way. Very beautiful house. And she says in her confessional that she's disappointed. She's disappointed that Wendy and Eddie took the opportunity to blast her at the reunion and accused her of wrongdoing. Well, now you know why. That's who they are. And now that we go back and watch Wendy blasting people, it's to keep the focus off of her being a Nigerian scammer. Period. So Stacey, in her mind, wants to work on this faux friendship, child, when Wendy ain't never even been a friend. And Wendy is not in a position to question your marriage, Stacey. When Stacey said, yes, we're getting back together. And I feel like she's confiding in Wendy, feeling like she can trust Wendy when she can't trust the other girls. Wendy's not that girl. Wendy ain't that girl. She can't question nothing you have going on with your husband when she and her husband are out here full-blown scamming. You don't owe her an explanation regarding your desire to start a dispensary. Hell, now that we know what we know, ain't nothing real about that. Who the hell is she and Eddie where they feel like you would need to come and get their blessings? We don't even know if Eddie is legit. Who are y'all? Stacey, you don't need their blessings to move freely about the cabin. Hell, Eddie better hope that everything that he has invested in that dispensary is legit. They have this scene, and I want to say this with they're having breakfast. Giselle gets this bright idea to go to Kieran's favorite place. Okay. She invites Kieran's friend named Cookie. She invites Ashley and Kiearna. I like Cookie. Keep Cookie on the show, Bravo. Keep Cookie on the show. We like real ass women. Everybody don't have to be homecoming beautiful, pageant queen. We like real women. Well, at least the black girls do. I don't know about the white franchises, but the black women love some real ass women. Okay. Cookie is all right with me so far. I like Cookie. And Ashley tried to low key clown Cookie when Cookie was walking in, but I like a woman. You cannot clown Cookie, boo boo. Cookie walked in and was A-okay with her body from head to toe, even her big tits and all. You cannot clown a woman who's real about hers, whose self-esteem comes from herself and not from dealing with a down low man. That's it. Cookie ain't getting paid to pretend to be something that she's not. So I like her. I like what she stands for. I like how she ain't coming in trying to be like them. She's just Cookie. I like her. She's a real one. Okay. In this moment, first of all, Kiearna, what the hell did you have on? Did y'all see that? You're just going to dinner and you're going to a diner, a dive. She dressed like she's going to Soul Train. Red bedazzled. Okay. And I started thinking, Lord have mercy, Father, please don't let this be another scam. Because that's what Wendy was given the first few seasons. I got this business. I got this. So over the top. I said, oh, Lord, Wendy then gave us all PTSD. PTSD. Oh, Kiearna, please, because you got this condo, beautiful, but I saw the background. I saw the traffic. I saw the refineries. It's giving hood. But that's fine. I'm not going to judge you. But you presenting this spa, you're presenting this and that. Please be legit. That's all I have to say. In this moment, we find out, y'all, this was so staged. Cookie gets a text message that we did not see. Her phone vibrates. She says, speaking of, oh, I got a text. They say, who, Kieran? She said, no, Chris Samuels. And Ashley jumps in. Couldn't even wait for the cue. Ashley jumps in and say, by the way, I heard that Stacey was trying to holler at Chris Samuels. And look, I don't care. She's single, he's single. If Monique wanted Chris, she should have stayed with Chris, period. And I said what I said.
I don't care. I don't care. I said what I said. I meant what I said.
Monique didn't want him. And low key, Stacey is Chris's type. She's built like his type. He like real skinny girls. Brown. Her and Monique built just the same. If Monique wanted Chris, she should have. Okay. You might be right, Daphne. She said, I don't think Chris is Stacey's type. I don't know. Hell, we wouldn't think TJ is, but there he was. Okay. There he was. But so what? So what if she did? You didn't want him. She not your friend. How come she can't holler at him? Monique ain't your friend. What's the problem? Y'all didn't even like Monique. Ashley. So what's the problem? Now, all of a sudden, that's going to be their entry point into bringing Monique back on the show because Stacey tried to holler at Chris. And now, I would have loved to see them go out because they're not friends. And don't talk to me about no girl code. They don't know each other. So just because Stacey lives in Potomac and Monique did too, and Monique decided she didn't want to be with her husband, now Stacey can't go on a date with them? Okay. And then Monique coming back talking about, we're not going to do that. We're not going to, first of all, you let him go. You let him go. That is not your home girl. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. That's all I have about that breakfast scene. Giselle goes over to Tia's house. I don't know about Tia, y'all. Tia is the other Nigerian girl that's supposed to be laced and lavish in luxury. I don't know about her. I think I did at first, but I'm not sure. I got to sit this one out and watch. I'm not getting any hard hits. I just got to watch. Her girls are gorgeous. Very beautiful children. And I need to say this. We need more camera time for the black girls, the little black girls on the show, Bravo, just like you do with the other people and their girls. Because these little black girls are beautiful. We need more camera time. Raleigh Burris doesn't count. That's great, but she couldn't hold her. She couldn't hold her on the next gen. So we need something else. Okay. Raleigh, I don't like how Raleigh let Gia and all of them handle her because Grace would have never. But these, just like you give Teresa Giudice and all of these other women and their kids a lot of camera time, I need to start seeing that for these beautiful black princesses. I like it when Giselle throw her daughters all up in the camera. Love it. Love it. So Tia has very beautiful daughters. I just wanted to say that. But I'm going to hold my round of applause for Tia before I start clapping because the last thing we need is another scam likely. I just can't deal with another one at this point. We had Simon, Portia, we got Wendy. I can't right now. Give me time to heal. So I said I'm going to sit back. I'm going to hold my round of applause. And I'm going to see. And then I started listening and watching. I said, Giselle's uncomfortable. Oh, look at this. Giselle is uncomfortable with Tia. And not because she doesn't like her, but that's really not your friend. Watch this. I don't believe Giselle and Tia are friends. And Bravo may have paired them together as if Giselle brought her on the show so that Wendy can't act a fool and try to get yet another Nigerian kicked off the show. Sometimes producers will pair women together as if they're friends to introduce a new cast member. I don't think they're friends. I think they gave Giselle a number 2 that happens to be a Nigerian because they see what happened with NECA last season. So if we put Tia with Giselle, Wendy can't act a fool. And therefore, for hiring purposes, she's Giselle's friend. Now, Wendy, what? You can't take up issue with her. And then, wait a minute. Towards the end, Giselle says, well, I should introduce you, talking to Tia, to Wendy's husband, Eddie. And then Tia said, my husband is a real husband, not the paid husband. Y'all, what does that mean? My husband is the real husband, not the paid husband. And I was like, wait a minute. It's a lot going on this show. And they don't want us to know yet. And they're just spoon feeding us at this point. What does that mean, a paid husband? Because at this point, we didn't know nothing about, you got to remember, this was filmed 6 months ago. We're just learning about the scamming of it all. What you mean, a paid husband? Go back. Did y'all not hear her say that? Like, don't introduce my husband to Wendy's husband because my husband's a real husband. Oh, she was talking about Stacey. Takesha said she was making but why would she make reference about Stacey when Giselle was talking about Wendy? She was making reference to Stacey. They are all on. My husband's at the. Okay. All right. I don't know. I thought she was talking about Wendy. Okay. It wouldn't make sense to talk about Stacey when they're talking about, but okay. I want to talk about Ashley and her sister real quick, and I'm gonna let y'all go. So Ashley and her sister, little sister, looks just like her mama. Ashley's little sister looks like a light version of her mother. Cute little girl, little gap in her tooth, and all of that. cute little girl. I think she's probably, I'm calling her a little girl, but she's a young lady. Young lady. No, they did not want the marriage. They did. Wendy and Eddie wanted the marriage. Not Eddie's family, but I'll come back to that. Um, so yeah, I was like, oh my God, Jessica. She looks just like her mom, just cute. And then I started thinking about it. Wait a minute, there's an age gap between Ashley and her little sister. And Ashley said in her confessional, we're just getting to a place where we can tolerate each other and be friends. And I said, Ashley, now you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You picked on that little girl, your little sister, because you didn't like her father. That don't have nothing to do with her as a little girl. Just like your father turning you away has nothing to do with you, what him and your mom went through. You're innocent in that. And so is your sister. So you picked on her because of her father. That's horrible, Ashley. That's not nice at all. Very, very horrible. Thank you. Aqua Soul said, I heard it loud and clear. She was definitely talking about Eddie. Yeah, it don't make sense for her to talk about Stacey when they're not even talking about Stacey. Y'all, I believe she was talking about Eddie. Why would Stacey's name? Stacey's name didn't even come up. And Stacey didn't pay her husband. And remember, Stacey's still married to them. Because at this point, nobody knew Stacey was divorced. They didn't believe it. I don't know. Y'all are confusing me. So let me stay out the chat. So Ashley used Josh to take as her date to the White House. A mess, a hot mess. And she said that the reason she and Josh broke up was because she had to do Love Hotel. She had a conversation with him about it. He didn't like it. So they kind of broke up and decided to stop seeing each other. Now I'm going to have to take up for Ashley. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Bye. That's not her husband. He ain't bringing no money to the table. He cannot afford her the lifestyle that she's become accustomed to. Go do Love Hotel if that's going to get you a coin. Do you and get your coin. Don't let no man hold you back. And I wouldn't give a damn if you was married to him. Because let me tell you something about a man. You're not going to hold him back when opportunity knocks. And I'm not talking about cheating or anything like that. When a man got to go to work, he's going to work. Period. So she did the right thing by accepting that job on Love Hotel. Period. What she look like? Not taking it because he don't like it. Who is you? She has 2 mouths to feed. So I'm gonna have to ride with Ashley on that. Yes. Go do your thing. So anywho, she said that she got back with him after sending him a text late one night talking about, hey, big head, you up? And he was like, low key, I am. I said, child, get this shit off my TV. Get this off my television. The cornball of it all. And then they had the nerve to show the text message. Get this up out of here. I'm for real. I'm like, Ashley is corny. And I either is me and I'm just now catching up. For real? Okay. So Kiearna. I think it's very wise that Kiearna is attempting to establish a relationship with an OG. She invited Giselle over for some food, y'all, to her new condo, and she hired like a chef. Ain't that crazy? She know what time it is. Kiearna ain't stupid. Giselle is bougie. Giselle is that girl, whether y'all like her or not. Period. She's the epitome of a housewife. She just don't have the man, but the class, the sophistication, the food, the wine, and all of that. And Kiearna knew the step. If you're going to have Giselle over, let me go ahead and put a 1-2 coin on a chef. Now, I don't know what he made in that bowl. What was that? I would have liked more finger foods. That seemed like it was like a salad with pulled pork or something on top of it. But anywho, I would like to see a little bit more chefing from the chef because I could have did that. But that's it. Let's go back. When you say you got a chef, I need a full spread. I need to see. Typically, the camera hones in, right? I don't know. Maybe Bravo just didn't have time to show it. So she has Giselle over there, right? And she starts to express her unpleasant experience with her friend, Angel. Watch this. And she tells Giselle that, hey, listen, Angel, she shocked me. We've been friends for 20 years, and I was just kind of speaking about some stuff that went down between me and Wendy, and Angel had the audacity to take up for Wendy. Like, come on, who are you friends with, me or her? And I had to chin check her. Yeah, you use those words. You said you had to chin check her. So then the next day, they go to Angel's house, who's hosting a tranquility and peace party. By the way, Giselle says, listen, I like you, girl, but it's too soon for all of this. You know what? I'm going to have to agree. Angel, don't nobody else want to do meditation, not even me. We like a good party. We like some good drinks. We like to see y'all get dressed up. That's fine, but don't do that again until maybe your 5th or 6th season. You're going to have to step it up. Your husband is a whole retired NFL player. You're going to have to step it up. Don't nobody want no tea with no black dye in it. You got to know where you are. You have to read the room. I'm going to have to ride with Giselle. Introduce that later. You could have just had snacks and champagne. But anywho, they get to Angel's house. So Giselle brought it up to Angel. That, listen, are you and Kiearna good? Because she mentioned she had to chin check you. Kiearna denied it. Now I'm looking at Kiearna funny. I'm like, wait a minute. Let me find out you're a little liar. Giselle was like, no, you're not going to make me look like a liar. So she kind of whispers something to Kiearna, like, hey, you need to fix this because your friend thinks I'm lying. You did use the word chin check. I need you to clear that up. Kiearna cleared it up, but the way she cleared it up to me is a red flag. Now I'm looking at Kiearna and I'm like, oh my God. It was a huge red flag. Because on one hand, you're speaking on your friend behind your friend's back. And then in her face, you're denying any and all accusations that you use the word chin check. You did say you had to chin check her. And then you tried to play like Giselle was putting 20 on 10. She ended up saying, listen, I did. Giselle said I used the word. No, nope. How I see it says I wouldn't have cleared up shit because Giselle needs to shut the F up being messy. No, if you said it, you said it. Why would you deny it? See, that's lying. If you said you chin checked your friend and I bring it up and you say, no, I didn't, you're a liar. You're a liar. Oh, you're going to have to, what? But it doesn't matter. That still makes Kiearna a liar. Am I right, y'all? Giselle was putting 20 on 10. May have been. But she didn't lie. That's the point. Kiearna lied. Kiearna lied. She told a lie. And Giselle did not lie. Kiearna was going to leave Angel with the impression that Giselle was a liar and Giselle was running her mouth. I get what y'all are saying. Oh, Giselle shouldn't have brought it up. But now that she's brought it up, did you or did you not say it about your friend? Just because you think somebody shouldn't bring something up doesn't mean you lie. Doesn't mean you lie. So you can't leave that out there. See, I'm scared of people like that that'll lie and say, well, I didn't say it. And everybody looking at Queen Shiba like she a liar. Or everybody's looking at Kim Jones. Nah, you said it. You got to clean that up. Yes, she was being messy, but she didn't lie. So we got to take the focus off Giselle being messy and back to Kiearna. And why would Kiearna lie? That's what's important. You can't lie because you think somebody's being messy if you're talking crap about your friend. Or do y'all do that? Do y'all do that? That's how y'all roll? How I See It TV says Giselle was being messy, doing her only job on that show. She was being messy, but you still haven't admitted that Kiearna was lying. She lied. She tried to lie and say she wasn't talking crap, and she didn't say that she chin checked her friend when actually she did say it. She did say it. It doesn't matter if you like somebody or not. A lie is a lie. A lie. You can't let somebody pass off a lie because you don't like the other party on the other side of the coin. Come on now. You don't consider that talk. It doesn't matter. She said it. And Kiearna tried to say that she didn't say it. It comes down to technicalities. Did you say it or did you not? Because according to Angel, ain't nobody chin checking me. I'm the one that does the checking of the chin. Listen, let me drop the link so I can argue for a second. I'm just kidding. But y'all would really sit there and lie and deny saying something that y'all have said? See, no wonder why YouTube arguments be going on. Listen, I don't like the phrase either towards a good friend. But listen, but the fact of the matter is whether we like it or not, whether Giselle was being messy or not, did you say it? That's, to me, I deal with black and white. Did you say it? And the fact of the matter is you did say it. And you lied about saying it. And you were going to put me out there to make me seem like the bad person when I'm just repeating what you said. How can somebody be messy when they're repeating? Kiearna brought it up. Giselle didn't bring up Angel. Kiearna brought up Angel. Kiearna brought up Wendy. So nobody can say anything? Kiearna has a problem with Stacey. I'm still trying to say, okay, Kiearna, you're good at this point. You just got to watch yourself. You got to tread lightly. So then she sits down with a real one. Giselle. She sits down with Giselle, who says, all right, well, shit, say it. I'm going to tell your friend you said it. And y'all mad? Y'all mad because Giselle? See, don't say it then. Why is Giselle the bad person when Kiearna's talking crap about chin checking her friend? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for somebody to give me a legit reason. Uh-huh. Okay, that's what I thought. That's all I'm saying. Kiearna lied. Does anybody else agree with me or kind of see what I'm saying? I'm saying, yes, Giselle was being messy. But it still doesn't take away from the fact that Kiearna said it. And then she denied it. And Giselle say, hell no. You're not about to make me look like a liar. You need to let them know you did say that. Now I see how some of y'all roll. Because the rules change with y'all based on who you like or don't like. Not with me. Shit, if you said it, you said it. I wouldn't care if I like a person or not, even if it's in the person's favor that I don't like. Nope, you said it. How I See It TV say it's messy because Giselle doesn't know Angel enough. It don't matter. Kiearna said it. She know enough to know that they've been friends for 20 years and you have to chin check your friend. You told me that. And she knows enough to know that they were having an open conversation about who's good, if she and Wendy are good. So Giselle just said, are you and Angel good? Angel's like, wait a minute. I didn't even know there was a problem. Kiearna ain't told me nothing. Kiearna ain't said nothing to me. We've been friends for 20 years. So you mean to tell me in this new group of women that she brought me to, she's running down how I pissed her off? Let me drop the link real quick because y'all not going to play with me. So Giselle can't say nothing. You bring your friend of 20 years to a group. She says something you don't like, and everybody's supposed to just sit back. Thank you, Miss Sugar Sweet. Finally, somebody with some sense. Kiearna shouldn't have had that conversation about her friend with Giselle. Period. Period. Everybody don't see the disloyalty here. I do. Hmm. Thank you. Thank you, the bored housewife. Giselle was testing that friendship and Kiearna in that moment, and Kiearna fell. And that's why some of you young lads got to be careful dealing with these OGs. You will be tested if you can stand on your own as a woman. And when it gets hot in the kitchen, you can say, "I did say that. I did. Yeah, I said I had the chin check. You may have should have used a different word now that I think about it, but she's not a liar. I did say it. But some of you ain't built right." Listen. No, the lesson is to tell the truth and quit lying. Not be careful who you vent to. The lesson is, even if you vented to Jesus or God or anybody else and they came back and say you said it, then you got to tell the truth. You got to say, yes, I said it. You got to tell the truth. See, y'all skating around truth and loyalty. What's up with that? What's up with everybody? Y'all are allergic to being honest. Hold on. Welcome, Janae. What are your thoughts?
Hey, Queen, real quickly. Honestly, Queen, you do have a strong point. Okay, whether Giselle was being messy or not, bringing that to the forefront. Okay, you said it, sweetie. You said it to her behind closed doors, and to me, you need to be in your grown woman and stand on what you said. You said it with your chest, admit it with your chest. You took a 20-year plus friendship and you pretty much blew it up in smoke by talking to somebody trying to potentially turn an ops onto your friend. I don't respect anyone who's been friends for 20 plus years and they bash their friend to somebody else because they didn't agree with their friend's actions at that moment in time. And it doesn't negate the fact that you said it, sweetie. You said it.
Period. And nobody seems to see that but you. Because at the end of the day, it's not even about Giselle. Remember, I said, uh-oh.
It's
I said,
about the truth. It's
yeah.
about the truth. You need to stand on it. If you, okay, Queen, me and you are friends, right? And one of your ops invite me to a lunch and she talking about you and she said X, Y, and Z. And then I said X, Y, and Z. And then she goes to you and says, well, Jay said such and such and such. And you come to me, I'm going to tell you to your face and I'm going to tell you the truth. But better yet, I'm going to tell you before she even has an opportunity to tell you.
Well, first of all, Giselle, hold on, and I'm riding with you, Janae. Giselle's
Mm-hmm.
not Giselle. I'm sorry. Kiearna said it to everybody. So how I see a TV, you say, had I been Giselle, I would not have ran that back to Angel. Giselle doesn't have any allegiance and loyalty to Angel or Kiearna. They have it to each other. Giselle's not Kiearna's day one, 20 year. Okay. So Giselle is looking at this like, wait a minute, how do I want to roll with this relationship? Because you're trying to befriend me, but you're talking about your homegirl. I had a situation like that real time here on YouTube and had to cut somebody off because of that. Okay. Period. Why are you talking about your friend like that every time I'm around you? Oh no. Grown woman shit is like, let me put y'all both on the phone. Because I'm new here. Y'all 20 years in. Giselle doesn't owe them any pleasantries, any courtesies. They owe it to each other. Kiearna crossed the line when she brought it to the group, and her friend in Kiearna's head crossed the line when she didn't have her back and took up for Wendy. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to, if I were Giselle, I wouldn't get on either side of it because I haven't decided who I want to be friends with first. And I gave you an opportunity when I shot it to both of you in front of each other, as grown women do. So let's act like we all become friends, right? You talking shit about your friend. Now we're all friends 3 years later. But before we get there, let me test this out. I'm going to drop it in the room because most women say, if she talking about me, let me know. Put us all in there. Okay, you all in here. And guess who folded? Kiearna.
And Queen, how's she gonna talk about not owning the truth and not telling the truth when they're coming for what's her name? The one that's getting Stacey. Yeah. They've been coming for Stacey since episode 1 about telling the truth and about owning her lies and on this and owning that. but you just sat there and lied to your friend in her face like it was nothing. She didn't even blink. She was just like, "No, I didn't say that." Yes, you did.
That's right. And listen, now I'm starting to realize so they're gonna have problems in paradise too. They tweaking. Listen, that's that grown woman shit we talking about too. When you stand on it.
Right.
Some people would rather put you out there as a sacrificial lamb. I
Just so
didn't
they
say
can get
that.
ahead.
Well,
Hmm.
I'd rather sacrifice you than admit that I'm the one that said it and let everybody hate you. And that's the direction that Kiearna was headed in. And I like the fact that Giselle spun the block and quietly say, "Oh, you did say that. You need to say that. You did say that." Because what you're not gonna do is befriend or try to befriend me as an OG. And we starting off with you saying I'm lying. Nah, little girl. Mm-mm. And something's up with that friendship because Angel didn't take up for Kiearna when Kiearna was openly talking about Wendy. Okay. So either Angel knows something about Kiearna that's unpleasant or I don't know. And then Kiearna was openly talking about Angel when she wasn't around. And everybody's saying that everybody has to be loyal. Don't nobody know them. Both of them just pulled up. Period. Both of them just pulled up.
I agree with what you're saying. Something ain't right up in there. Like something like it's just like their friendship to me, it seems like it's not really a friendship anymore. I feel like it's more of an alliance.
I don't know because Angel did state that they are renting in Maryland, but they own a home in Colorado. So
Girl, that home. Ooh, honey.
it sounds like they may have moved just to film.
Ooh.
Okay, Queen Liz said this is Real Housewives 101. Don't say anything you don't want to be revealed and confronted with, period. I don't think Giselle has to have Kiearna's back. You ain't proved your loyalty to me yet. I'm not even your friend yet. I ain't got to have your back. You said it about your friend. That's your friend? 20 years? Let's get her on the phone. Let's talk to her. Let's drop it in front of her and see if you keep that same energy. Because that's the only way I can be friends with you.
And that was a test, like somebody said earlier, and Shorty failed because it's like, okay, let me see how loyal you are to your oldest friend. Because if you treat your oldest friend like this, how will you treat me when we fall out?
Period. And I know y'all are saying, oh, the friendship is on the rocks. The friendship, it doesn't matter. This comes down, watch this, to you as a woman. When confronted about what you said, are you going to stand or you going to fold? If you said it, I'm standing. Yeah, I said it. And I ain't going to even have an attitude, but can't nobody whoop me. I said it. I probably shouldn't have said it. I did use those words. That was wrong as hell. I said it. I ain't going to back down. And that's when you start to learn the real from the fake in the room. Kiearna did not want to admit that she said that about her friend. Period. And
Nope.
actually, that's an aggressive description. I had to chin check her. And then went on to get more aggressive. You know I can fight. Well, I thought you said that Deborah attacked you.
But Queen, I'm confused because I know my definition of chin check, and I know you have your definition of chin check. That's not what happened.
No, it's not what happened. But I'm disappointed that Kiearna folded about something she said. And
Like a
everybody,
piece
it's
of
funny
paper.
how y'all like to use people you don't like as a scapegoat. Well, she was being messy. That's not the point. The point is this one is a little liar. I'm gonna go with the messy one over the liar if I had to choose. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
The bored housewife said, yeah, if she was about that life, if she was about that life, she would have said, she said it and asked her friend and ask about her friends. Yeah, yeah. I would have said, I said it. And you know what? Here's why I said it. Not making an excuse. I felt some kind of way, girl, about you sticking up for Wendy. My bad. But I did say it. Giselle not lying.
Right.
Giselle,
Like,
damn, girl, give me a chance to say it. There, you could have worked that. You could have worked that. Go ahead.
right, you right, Queen, because like she could have easily said, well, when you defended Wendy at that time, I felt like you weren't being a friend to me, so I vented to someone about such and such. You could have owned what you said and stood in your ground as a woman, but you didn't.
Yeah. And Takesha, I'm gonna go with you. Takesha says my point exactly. Kay's choice of words were too aggressive. I was like, I heard the chin check. I was like, okay, But then when she said, and I can fight. Well, hold on. I thought you just sued Deborah for whooping your ass. Now you can fight. Now either you want to be a victim or you want to be the aggressor. You can't be both. Now you can't be running the court when somebody holds you to it and say, let's throw these hands, and then trying
Listen,
to sue.
right? You can't pull a Candace now. Don't do that.
But yeah, Katrina, let me see what Katrina Taylor says. Katrina says, I know that the wives and former wives of a certain tax dodge, a certain drunken chef, a certain basketball coach that cheated, a certain pastor that stole from his church. And I know that the wives and okay, I see what you're saying. None of them have. You said, yes. Katrina's just saying, listen, none of them have room to talk, basically about Stacey. That's what I said, Katrina. I said that she's the closest thing to the real deal with her flaws and all. That's it. That's all. Miss Lee said this situation shows all the ladies lie. And I get that. But we're talking a 20-year relationship that Kiearna and Angel came in dangling in front of us season 2. We're just in, season 10, episode 2. We're just barely in. Stand on it. You got time to win her back over. We're just in the 2nd episode. Why would you lie to your friend about what you said? Kay is more comfortable. No, she ain't, because she ran to the courthouse. I guess she's more comfortable if there's a guarantee that she can win. But Deborah, y'all make fun of Deborah for looking like a Cookie Monster. Deborah tore that ass up. But when it's girl talk, girl talk. Well, you see, Angel ain't really say what ain't. I'm gonna say this. I did say Kiearna watch Angel, and maybe Angel is giving Kiearna eyes because Kiearna's presenting herself to be something. Let me let my dog out, y'all. Maybe Kiearna is presenting herself to be something that she's not. And Angel sitting there to this girl sitting here lying to these people. So I was like, you need to watch your friend because she's giving you all kind of looks, right? And gonna blow your cover in a minute, whatever it is. Janae, what are your thoughts? I'm running out. I'll be back in 30 seconds.
Yes, I agree with that. Like, you need to watch your friend because obviously your friend ain't being a friend. And if somebody else snake you once, they'll snake you twice. And I can just see their friendship being on a roller coaster ride this whole season, especially after this incident. So I'm hoping that them two can come together, whether it's on or off camera, and talk out their differences. But when you have messy people playing the games that they like to play, that's what you get.
See, I don't even know if people are being messy yet because we're just on episode 2. I think people are testing the spirits. How I see it, TV. Y'all call it being messy, but I'm gonna test these spirits up in here because Angel said what she had to say in front of Kiearna.
She did.
And even though Kiearna didn't like it as a friend, I'ma say it in front of you. Kiearna didn't do the same thing. I know it's something with this friendship. I just can't put my finger on what.
But that's why I respect Angel, because Angel's one of those friends where it's like, whether you're wrong or indifferent, I'm going to tell you about yourself. You're my friend. I should be able to tell you when I feel like you're doing something that I don't agree with.
That's true. And that's what she did. And Kiearna didn't like it.
And yep.
Takesha said, now we can't say Deborah tore anything up. The word on the curve was that Kay was kicking A and taking names, cupping the head and all, but she ran to the courthouse to file charges when she the one that just said on episode 2, and I can fight. And I like to fight. Then why are you running down to the station? Fight. Okay. And if somebody takes you up on that offer, cup to the head and all, why are you going down to press charges? Miss, I like to fight. I'm just saying, I'm being facetious, right?
Mm-hmm.
How I see it, TV say, I don't like when people use a vent session to be messy. Give advice so that they can fix a friendship before you go instigating mess. And yes, Kiearna should have admitted she said chin check. Well, first of all,
I agree with that.
Hold on. Giselle's not your friend to be venting. And if you are venting, then you need to make it very clear. Hey, I'm good. Uh, you cool? If not, let me know. That's it. That's all. So I don't know.
I agree, Queen. You shouldn't be venting about your longtime friend to somebody you've only known for 2 minutes. Absolutely not.
No, you should not, especially if you want her to come in and bond with everybody. So it's giving me something on both sides because Angel did give Kiearna some questionable looks, and Kiearna's going in the background saying, "I really don't like how she did it. Are we friends or not?" Do you? No. The question is, do you want her to bond or not? Because why are you not holding your peace? Why does you and your need? Hold on.
Hold on,
Hold
Queen.
on.
I'll be back.
Okay. Somebody order some food. Why does your need to vent outweigh? Why does your need to vent outweigh the friendship? Hold on, let me see. Somebody order some food. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm sorry. They're looking for the wrong house. But yeah, so if y'all see, I don't think anybody's really seeing or picking up what they should with this friendship. It is not Giselle's responsibility to keep these girls together. It is those girls' responsibility to keep each other together. If y'all are what y'all say y'all are. And if you are really indeed a good friend, why are you venting about a 20-year friendship to, like they would say in the street, to hoes she just met? Obviously, you don't want her to have favor in this group. Ain't no way. We're not going to be friends. You just introduced me to these people. And the day I go home, after my one time out with you and I say to you in front of them, my friend, something, and you go behind my back, I didn't go behind yours. I said it here. I said, did you call and ask? All Angel said is, did you check on Wendy as a mother? Now, I don't agree. I don't have to agree as a friend, but that's all she said. And now you're going to go and run a smear campaign to put me in a deficit socially? Yeah, okay. And y'all keep saying Giselle shouldn't have said anything. No, you're not a good friend. Forget Giselle. Let's focus on the dynamics of the friendship. And a lot of y'all do that, where you won't accept responsibility for your actions. You're going to make the other person a bad person when you're the one that came with the wrong agenda. You were trying to undercut your friend, put her in a deficit before she could get out the blocks, have everybody questioning her loyalty before she can set up house and make friends on this franchise so that you could stay the top dog. Now, I don't really know what's going on between Kiearna and Angel, but my thing is, if you're not mature and grown enough to want to, I always say, in order to get a friend, you got to be a friend. Some of y'all be wanting shit that you're not qualified for. I want to be a friend. Well, you got to be a grown woman in a friendship. That means telling the truth, standing on business. If and when confronted about some that you said, then you got to be woman enough to be like, friend, I said it. Damn. Don't be mad at me. Take me back. Y'all can't even do that. I'm not fussing at y'all. I'm just saying, not y'all, the ones that don't understand friendship. You can't put it on the person that said, Kiearna told me y'all good. She was a little upset, had to chin check you. That's all Giselle said. She said she had to chin check you. Chin check? No, I didn't. That's where the Discord comes into play. And everybody want to act silly in the chat and say it's Giselle's fault. No, that's on Kiearna. It was her denying the fact that it was said and it happened that escalated things in that moment, which took Angel to the point to say, nah, ain't no chin checking around here. I'm the one that does the chin checking. I'm like, ooh, both of y'all sound like y'all will throw hands. So what's really up? And then Angel carried the conversation to dinner with her husband and said, I may be a rookie, but I'm not a rookie. And I'm like, uh-oh. I can't wait for the rest of the season. How I See It TV says what Angel said wasn't gave It ain't that deep. So why lie about it? See, why you keep skipping over the lie, how I see it, TV? I agree with you. It ain't that deep, especially in a 20-year friendship. But it is that deep because she lied about it. Why lie about something that ain't that deep? The fact of the matter is she lied. Now, how y'all just turn a blind eye to all these lies? Me too. She said, I feel like Angel can fight real good. Me too. I feel like they both can throw hands. She says she can. She says she gonna do the checking. Wallace said Jizzy did nothing wrong. She didn't. That's what they do. So all of a sudden she can't say nothing. She got to hide Kiearna's lie. Okay, Irene has a different perspective. Irene say it is that deep if it's a 20-year friendship. Aqua Soul Nick says chin check is deep because Kay lied. Let me find out you Libras be out here lying. Because the Libras are saying it ain't that deep. I don't know. Now y'all got me. Why lie? That's all I'm saying. Why lie? It's the lie that makes it deep. They be lying too. They do lie. They be lying too. Y'all say Kay lied because she wasn't expecting Giselle to bring it up, which is why she frowned at Giselle and tried to walk off. And Jizzy said, nah, bring that ass here. Exactly. And you didn't even chin check her. You looked at her when she said, well, did you stop to think to check on Wendy? And I'm not saying that Kiearna needed to check on Wendy. I appreciate a friend saying what they need to say in the moment. That's it. Slim Jim feels like Kay was wrong for speaking to Giselle about her friend of 20 years. We could have left that there. See, you had me when you said Kay was wrong for speaking to Giselle about her friend of 20 years, period. When you said Giselle isn't trustworthy, replace that with, see, it has nothing to do with Giselle. Giselle's not in this friendship. Kay was wrong about speaking on her friend of 20 years, period. We got to be able to stand on business. It ain't got shit to do with her being trustworthy or not in my book. And I'm not slamming you, Slim. Just be a good friend. That's what I'm starting to think, Ms. Lee. What's the tea? She says, I'm telling you, Angel has seen how Kiearna has moved in other friendships, so she knows. And she's being very watchful and observant. I'm thinking because Angel gave her a few looks. It's going to be interesting. And I wonder if Kiearna, well, I ain't going to get ahead of myself. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Kim Jones, they say y'all don't like to be wrong. I didn't say it. Auntie Cece say y'all do not like to be wrong. Oh, Lord, I just started an all-out war on Libras. Let me get off Libras. I don't think the friendships aren't solid. I think they all start competing with each other. I think real life happens. The producer starts to ask questions in real life. The friends step up or step down or whatever it is. And there's a little bit of solidarity there, but I think there's a little bit of jealousy too. And I think they do it probably thinking sometimes the friend is going to be an underdog, and then the friends start making strides like, wait a minute, I guess they do like you. Hold on. Oh, I didn't know you were gonna. Oh, well, let me throw a little monkey wrench in that real quick. I know how to fix this. So the person that brings the friend on needs to be solid, needs to have a sense of discernment, and needs to be ready to handle whatever comes, come what may, whether my friend excels me, whether she's not a good fit. If you're creating space for somebody to evolve, let it be that and nothing else. even if they surpass you. That's it. Oh, everybody say their parents are Libras. Listen, I'm not getting in that. I'm not finna start talking about y'all's parents. Takesha believes Angel is emotionally mature enough to hold them together. I think they will weather the storm, but Kay is making some big mistakes. Go back to Greg. No! Are you? Heck no. You want her to go back to Greg? He treated her like crap. He's not even emotionally available. Wow. Now, why would you want her to go back to Greg? No, he was married. He was married when she met him. No, ma'am. Oh, Lord, I'm gonna get, you know what? What are your thoughts?
Listen, I'm just here. Thank you for having this discussion. And if you don't mind, I'm going to use a piece of this for my review. But listen, I want to say that Wendy, Wendy, um, it's embarrassing that she's losing everything. And it's just so interesting how Miss Karen is back and the Grand Dame. Do you feel like that Wendy felt like she needed to carry the show, being that the Grand Dame had got taken down?
No, she's been scamming before she came on the show.
Mm, okay. I just woke up, so if I'm not available and not right on point, just let me know, okay?
Okay.
But I'm here to fill in. One thing, what did I notice about the Housewives this season? Oh, Stacey. Oh no. Okay, so I'm back. So Stacey, she's playing these girls like a sport. And I was gonna say when you were giving your commentary earlier that a wise man can play the fool can't play a wise man. Hence, Stacey's the wise man and Ashley's the fool.
Oh, okay. I'm interested.
When we talk about the industry. Now, when it comes to employment and being on, the QVC network, like you said, there's usually, Caucasian women on there. So Stacey's had her run with she's not going to publicly say it, but I think that she had her run with, women being malicious or her having to work 10 times harder than the other women. What are your thoughts?
I think when Stacey said in her confessional, I'm shocked that these women are against me. I think she was calling their asses to the carpet. What about sisterhood, Black unity? So now I become a target for y'all to tear down? Really? I'm shocked. But I think because of how polished she is, I knew exactly what she was saying. She's saying, you ain't who you say you are. I see what this is. So I'm going to gather up my records. And guess what? I'm going to send them anonymously because I know how Bravo plays ball, because I don't want Bravo to own anything legally that I present on the show for year and year and year and to do what they want to do, including they can tamper with it. They do sign that. Bravo, they can. Kenya Moore made it very clear that they can lie on you and even tamper with your documents. Stacey is one of those F around and find out kind of women. And she's playing ball in the most sophisticated way. And I believe she sent her shit to TMZ.
You know what? I appreciate that. And I'm gonna need Stacey to play the victim every time and walk out. Like, oh my God, you're hurting my feelings, because what she's doing is they're appearing to be the mean girl. And so she's helping them meet their quota on being the mean girl. You wanted some attention? Okay. Well, now Stacey's like, I'm an actress. Let me go ahead and get into my role then. Let me move out your way.
Well, not only that, I'm gonna give you a little bit, and when you go there, I'm gonna make sure you don't really get paid because I'm going to walk out. I'm gonna train you on how to come with me. So if you want a scene with me, you know that if you don't come right, you risk getting paid because I can walk out and I will. It's no different than Denise Richards saying bravo, bravo, bravo when she didn't like something.
And then I have to go there with you with Kiearna. Kiearna does, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It seems like she's Greg's daughter and she can't get her way. And then she has to go back to the girls and complain. And she's really not seeing them because she don't want to give them nothing. But that's the role that I see her in. Like she needs to find somebody her own age because she looks like a daughter to him.
I don't. So I think Greg is mean. I think they should have never dated. He was hot in a separation. Greg is older in his ways, period. He's older in his ways. He's looking for a woman that can cook and clean. He's looking to deconstruct her. She's fabulous. She don't need to be playing house with nobody. She needs to be jet setting all around the world. She's young enough. I need to see her in Paris. I need to see her dating a couple of guys. You know who I need to see her? If she and Giselle can switch roles, that would be great. You remember all the men Giselle done brought through? I need Kiearna to date like that, not to be confused with sleeping with different men. I need to see her sipping lemon drops. I don't want to see her at her age and her beauty crying not over nan nigga, especially Greg.
But will her mom let her, you know?
What you mean, will her mom let her? Quit playing with me, Tosa.
I mean, girl, I gotta come in here. I gotta play devil's advocate. I gotta push those buttons. But do you think that her mom would let her? Because it seems like her mom raised her a certain type of way. And her mom coming on this show like, girl, I done told you better than this. But really, she didn't tell the girl, you better get that money. You
Hold
better try to
on.
have a baby.
Cause see, this comment. Vonda says, stop, Queen with withholding without having the facts concluding Wendy is guilty. That's not what queens do. I did and I will continue to. She is guilty. Did you not hear the sheriff and the investigator say that they found 15 items in their home that they claim were stolen? That is guilty. They received a payout. That's guilty. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to give my opinion. I'm going to continue to do so. Me being black ain't got nothing to do with it because white folks are covering it too. Okay? She is not a queen. Queens don't steal. Queens don't lie. We earn it. We work. We break our back. I'll go to Amazon before I steal from somebody else. Queens don't steal. So I'm sorry, Vonda, nothing personal. You can't hold being black over my head to make me condone wrongdoing. I don't get down with it. I don't like it. She stole. She's guilty of it. She's been stealing. She's been fraudulent. We covered the details and the facts yesterday.
Now, who said that comment?
It's in the chat. That's okay. I got it. Don't
Okay.
jump on them. I got it. I got it. It's my audience, so let me handle that, Tulsa.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say maybe somebody has some Eddies. Happy
Nah,
Eddie.
I don't give a damn if I was blackity black. I'm not condoning it. I ain't riding for nobody because they black and they out here stealing. Don't get it twisted. I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the black experience. I don't support that shit. I don't. I don't support Wendy stealing, being fraudulent, accumulating over almost $500,000, looking her nose down. What was that black? Now, where was it? Where were you then, Vonda? Where were you? And let me give the link to Vonda so she can come up here. She don't have to stay down in the chat. She can come up here. But don't do that. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me how to cover my stuff. Don't tell me to stop it. Don't. I'm going to say what I want to say. I'm going to do what I want to do. I always have. I always will. I ain't calling nobody no bitches, no hoes. She did it. I'm reading to you the police reports. What you mean? Go ahead, Tulsa.
Oh, baby. It's almost Scorpio season. I'm listening to you, girl. Go on ahead.
No, I don't mind. I just don't like when people come over here trying to tell me how to cover and how to content coverage and what I should and should not be doing. I'm not a pastor. I'm not in the pulpit. I am a YouTuber. I'm covering it. I'm going to spit the facts. I'm going to give my opinion. Period.
Absolutely. But you got to think about these things. Like when you're on a reality show, we already know how it goes. Like even when since we're talking about Housewives, Bravo, when it comes to Walter and that alleged doctor that Sheree was dealing with,
Oh yeah.
they are going to dig in your life and your business. And I did, now that I know what I know, when Ashley said, "Hey y'all, we have a surprise," and Wendy was like, "What's the surprise?" Now I know why she wanted to know what the surprises were. And she got to know stuff ahead of time because, honey, she knew that one day that them investigators were going to come and talk to her.
Hmm.
And like Ashley said, they been knew. So I want to know
Yeah.
what intricate details did they know?
It probably went. I don't. I mean, ain't no telling though. To be honest with you, probably two and two weren't adding up, and they have if she dug for Stacey's marital her divorce decree, they probably dug to see what type of income Eddie and Wendy were bringing in, and the math probably was not mathing. So it's just, I mean,
And Queen, you said something yesterday on your other live. You were like, their energy, or last week, you said that the energy between Eddie and Wendy, I can see it seems staged. And then you were talking about her mom and that whole allowance thing. Now let me ask you this. I don't have anything against my mother-in-law, but my mother-in-law needs to have her own account. Like, why are you dependent on me? I mean, no shade, but I have my own family now. Do you feel like you still have to give your mother an allowance when you feel like you've made it, but
okay,
you're having
okay.
financial situations?
You said your mother-in-law, so give it to me straight. What's your real question?
Okay, so the mother-in-law. So do you? I feel like Eddie didn't really have a choice in this situation, and Wendy was letting her mama run her marriage. What do you think?
I'll see. See, I think okay. At that point, when the mom was talking about what she was doing, well, I really so first of all, y'all, we have to unpack this. All of that was a lie. Where it seemed like the mom was watching the kids and all of that is a lie. I strongly believe that was a lie they were putting on. And people that lie and scam are liars. They'd have no if they don't have a problem taking almost $1 million, $500,000 from an insurance company, they ain't got no problem coming in front of us lying, making up shit because they do it all the time. So now that I go back and really process the storyline that Eddie and Wendy put in front of us of how well-to-do they were, the mother was helping taking care of the kids. I believe that's a lie now. I believe when the mom sat there and talked openly about that allowance, first of all, it struck me as odd, but it had like an edge or a bite to it. I just didn't know why. And it almost seemed like holding somebody hostage, but I really wasn't sure. Fast forward 2 years later, all of this is coming out about the scam of it all. I believe her mother was holding the lie that she lives over her head, period. Like, even if it wasn't about the scamming, just your storyline is a lie. Me living in the house is a lie. You're going to have to, if I'm going to do that, then you're going to have to pay me $500 a month since Bravo won't. That's my thoughts on that.
Well, you made a very important point because the last review is, Wendy was walking around in suits in like high school and things like that. Do you feel, I kind of feel like sometimes our parents can have an influence on us and we'll go out and by any means necessary. I'm not saying that this is right, but let's talk about a hustler. By any means necessary, he's going to take care of his family and friends. Do you feel like Wendy wants to be that street woman? She wants to be this down to earth, ride or die, because she had her and her husband had took like a Bonnie and Clyde type of photo.
I heard about that. Okay, let me talk about it real quick and I'm gonna leave in about 3 to 5 minutes. Hold on. So technically, what I've been hearing, and this has been out since about 2020. Now, thank you to my subscriber that sent it to me on TikTok. They're saying, so I don't think the allowance, listen, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. according to the investigators, Wendy and Eddie have accrued so much debt they can't keep up. $500 is a lot when all of your checks may be spoken for. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's like robbing Peter to pay Paul.
That's right. And then you have this mama that really ain't watching your kids. It's a lie. We don't know it's a lie then, but you know it's a lie. No, I'm not giving you $500. Enough is enough. Okay. That's cute. That's all. Bye. We're not bringing you on the show that much anymore. Okay. Wendy's not dumb. She know we didn't take to her mom. Okay. Her mom probably wanted a little bit of pay to come on and play the role. According to some information that I got a hold of, and this was revealed, I believe, in 2020, they're saying, hold on.
While Queen Sheba steps away, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. She just stepped away for a brief moment.
I'm
You
back.
guys just okay.
No, I just need to get some. I'm gonna share something. Hold on, it's still playing. I don't want it to play. Give me 1 second. All right. According to some research that other bloggers have done dated back to 2020, Wendy is an Osu. And Osu is something you don't want to be in Nigerian culture. And it has like this taboo label on it, right? And allegedly, that's why Eddie's family refused to have anything to do with Osu. But Wendy's mom is a chief in Osu. And according to what I'm about to share and play, it doesn't matter that she's a chief. It's just like a forbidden piece of fruit. And that's the reason why, allegedly, that Eddie's mama did not, and Eddie's family did not come to that wedding, because Eddie was marrying the forbidden fruit. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Okay. So, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me get my screen teed up.
Okay.
The subscriptions are shaking. Shout out to my subscribers. You guys are all here. Now I'm about to give y'all the inside tea about the Wendy and Eddie Osefo curse, y'all. So years ago, like 4 years ago, 2020, y'all, before I had a channel, because I didn't have one officially till 2021 February, I was watching Funky Dineva. And Funky Dineva said that he spoke to specifically some Nigerians that lived in Atlanta, because they were trying to figure out, when Wendy first came on, why Eddie's family didn't fool her. We're like, it's a beautiful Black family. She's a doctor. Why would this man who's a lawyer's mother not want him to marry another successful Nigerian doctor? It was more to the story. It was about this curse. So there's something in the Nigerian culture. There's Igbo, but like an offset inside of Igbo that is cursed or something is Osos. Now, Oso essentially means cursed, right? And she went.
I said Osu, but Oso.
On the show, like I told you in my regular episode, and she denied it. So let me show you the clips from All About the Tea. They covered this in 2020 and in 2024.
So there was also an article, right, that came about Wendy denying her heritage, but she didn't want to give off the fact that, so they were right. Neck of them were right, but she probably was too soon or didn't know how to carry the ball over it. And Ashley was a part of really revealing where Wendy was from and what tribe she really belongs to. But Wendy has adopted this pseudo identity of not being attached to that. And not only has she offended those people that are part of that's saying, you know what, that's taboo. Nobody really adheres to that anymore. But a lot of Nigerian people are really upset with her for trying to disconnect, not only from her tribe, but from just things that different terms and terminology she should be using. Watch this.
And Queen, before you go further,
even in
can I just say just one thing?
Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
you remember on the show when they were saying that her mom, Wendy's mom, was casting spells and things like that, and something flew or something fell when they were on a scene. I just want y'all to keep that in mind. Go ahead, Queen.
23. Let's go through these articles. So it says the Nigerian community blasts Wendy Osefo for disrespecting and denying Oso heritage.
So this was in 2023. Let's continue.
Now, I do believe she was asked about being also on the show because Funky Dineva coming out and saying that, of course, at the time, that made all the rest of the blogs pick up on it. So on the show, I do believe it was Ashley. Yes, it's Ashley. Ashley was like, hey, what's up with your family allegedly being cursed? And she said, oh, so it's something from like ancient gods in Nigeria. My family is not that, right? And it basically is people who are considered outcasts. She continued. So the fact that you came to me at Cameron's Sip and See, mind you, this was when she first had her daughter. Okay, so when she first had her kid. So the fact that you came to me at Cameron's Sip and See is after she was born. A Sip and See happens after the baby's already here. And you saw all the women with head ties. Pause. Some of the Nigerians were upset that she said head ties and not gile, because gile is the head ties that Nigerian women wear. With head ties and all the Nigerian people partying with us. And if you're Uso, no one would come to your events. No.
So they're saying what's being alleged is that's another reason Wendy, even though Wendy knew NECA did not bring that to the show, Ashley did. That's another reason many people that people are speculating she didn't want NECA on the show, because NECA is actually from a better tribe of a higher class. Let's continue. So Wendy did not want to be exposed, allegedly.
No one would be around you. It's like forbidden. So yes, it's a bad thing, but it ain't me. Nigerian community was up in arms. They're like, you're denying your people, calling it head ties instead of gile. You ought to be ashamed. They were dragging it. So this is what Nigerian natives said. They said, listen, as a full-blooded Igbo person, someone who believes in the well-being of the Igbo nation, you should never be seen talking about Uso caste. Okay? So it's like inappropriate to have that conversation about even being cursed. He said, I'm not saying this because I'm an outcast. Well, if you think I am, that's your business. My problem is I can't lay my hands on a significant reason for the stigma. So it's given old wives' tale, but it's kind of coming in fruition with them getting arrested. So there's no danger in associating with them, Uso.
So the problem is he's saying, listen, okay, let me tell you what. So the person that spoke in this article, he said, I'm an Igbo person, and I believe in the well-being of the Igbo nation. And because of that, you don't speak negatively about any tribe, right, in Nigeria. So he says his problem is he can't seem to wrap his head around the fact that Wendy spoke lowly. Wendy spoke lowly on the people, and apparently that's the same tribe she's from. But because she was pretending to not be from that tribe, she took it to kind of say they are bad people. Those are bad things. You just don't speak about it. And the guy that's kind of associated or in alignment with that say, well, really, there's not really significant reasons for the stigma. It goes back so far. We really can't give you a solid reason on the stigma of marrying or not marrying the Osus. There's no danger in associating with them. So I don't understand why Wendy, someone who claims to be a doctor, would project her tribe poorly on a global television. He's saying she put her own tribe down and she's from them. So the fact that she's pretending not to be that, and then to make it believable, spoke down on them. Let's continue.
Okay.
So why will someone who claimed to be a doctor project her tribe poorly on global TV? Some of these people you stigmatize don't even know the story or believe in it. So it's like a myth in some people's culture. Some people are taking it very serious, like Eddie's parents, and they was like, you cannot marry her. We will not come. So another All About the Tea article, and this is where it got messy. Wendy Osefo's Nigerian family is cursed, shunned by villagers, plus her massive debt exposed. So I was like, massive debt? I'm like, ooh, Wendy.
So that's why Eddie's family allegedly did not want him crossing over to marry outside to that family, okay? Even though her mom holds a high position in that tribe. Not only that, the recent exposure of how Wendy really lives has caused her family to be shunned in the native country land. Let me let her finish.
Wendy, you have a lot of debt. They're saying that her and her husband, between each other, they have $1.5 million in student loan debt, and he has not tried a case in years. That allegedly they really, really needed all the checks from this show. That they needed Housewives bad to get out of debt, overspending, debt, all sorts of, trying to be with the Joneses, debt. And these articles came back on All About the
Shout out to Everybody Hate Chrissy. She's on this was sent to me from and you can see right here. Her name is Everybody Hate Chrissy. She's on TikTok. So feel free to go over there to keep up with the latest. but this is where I'm pulling it from as a source, okay?
In 2020. So let's read this. It's all laid out in the article. It's so interesting. So a source added, Uso families are avoided by non-Uso people. Traditionally, when a couple decides to get married, both sides must trace back their lineage to ensure that they're from good stock.
All right. So Eddie's, if this is true, what's being said, if you are not a Uso, other tribes, they don't marry Uso families, and other tribes avoid them. And the reason why is, according to many cultures in Nigeria, both sides trace back to their lineage to ensure that you coming from good stock and not Osu cursed or whatever it is, just a stigmatism, taboo, whatever it is, a family that whose name has been ruined in the country, right? And if you decide to marry and they discover that person is an Osu, to marry an Osu lineage is not only marrying down, but according to how strong your family culture is, you're destroying your family line. You're destroying the reputation, and you're limiting your social mobility, not just for you, but for your family, your children, and everybody in that Nigerian culture. And this is what Eddie's family may be feeling because he married Wendy.
Right.
Good stock and not Uso cursed, explained in the Family Insider. Proceeding with a marriage despite the discovery of Uso lineage is not merely marrying down, but effectively destroying your family, their reputation, and limiting the social mobility of any future children. So Eddie's family was not playing. Their kids are like teenagers. They never met them. The family was like, we're not fooling with it at all.
So Eddie's family literally had to turn, or felt like, now this isn't about what we think is right or wrong. If this is correct, we're not going by American culture and how empathetic we can be, how emotional we can be, but the kids didn't ask to be here. This is so serious and such a serious rule that Eddie's family has even turned their back on the kids. That's their grandkids. This is so important. You do not defy this rule. And as a result, they cannot have anything to do with him, Wendy, or the kids.
Well, Queen, you got to take it here because remember last season, remember Eddie's side of the family had come and they were so excited. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, some of them,
His
but
sister.
yeah, but it was a struggle and they let us know that it was a struggle. Go ahead.
They came, but they were working on trying to get in a good place. See, but the sisters still can't change the rules of what the expectations are in the culture. If Eddie was not supposed to marry Wendy because of her cultural background and her being from Osu, considered being lower, marrying down, and an outcast, that's still not going to change the hold on, let me think. Hold on. The practices of that tradition is what I'm trying to say.
Right. Okay.
Wendy's mom is a chieftain because Wendy's mom is a chief. She's a chieftain, but that doesn't matter if you're a chieftain from an outcasted group. Wendy's caste is an outcasted Nigerian ethnic group, the lowest caste. Sources know that people from higher castes are forbidden from marrying or eloping into that caste. Their future children would be shunned.
Okay, so y'all, it's like a third world country, right? Let's just say you go to the Middle East, or you go to Italy, or you go to China. You still have the Mandarin people in China, but then there's classes of people, right? And you go down and down and down and down and down. You got some that live in the slums and some that live, in mansions or well-to-do private schools. Basically, what they're saying in layman's terms is, if your father is a billionaire, he's not going to want you to marry somebody from the slums.
Exactly. Right. You got to marry up. Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say you have to marry up. Like it's a tradition, like, sad to say, but don't marry no broke dudes and don't bring no ghetto piece of crap to the house. I mean, it's just like over here in America is when you talking about, okay, you got the billionaires, the millionaires, and then we have poverty over here. What we're saying is it's pretty much marrying poverty if they don't come from a good family.
Well, you're marrying down, whatever that means.
Right.
And oh, the article had so much tea in it, baby. I had to take it to the subscription. They said that they were super in debt. They were renting for 8 years, and after they got married, the Smiths shared the production expressed interest in the heifer, and they finally bought a house. So that was their first house after they started working at Potomac. The source added, the public record showed that Wendy Osefo bought a home in June 2019, nowhere near Potomac, for $695K, and financed nearly all of it in between 2 loans. Oh, the top. It says Wendy needed that Bravo check because allegedly she's one of the lowest paid part-time professors at Johns Hopkins. Y'all, this is tea. It says Wendy and Eddie have over $1.5 million in student loan debt. Wendy is lying about how successful and accomplished she really is, and her husband is in the same boat. Bachelor, master's, law, and doctorate degrees, but hasn't taken a case to trial in years. So there's a lot of tea there, a lot of tea there. Now, I'm not putting this on the regular episode for a minute. So the subscription, y'all always going to get everything first.
So it sounds like everybody hates Chrissy, has some more tea about the kids and the family, but she said, I'm not going to put this out in the regular world. Y'all going to have to come behind the wall for that. So if y'all want to know what that is, I guess you can join her behind the wall for the exclusive, but she went all the way back to 2020, 2019 to give us a little bit of history on the dynamics and the division within the two families.
You know what? Wendy and Eddie didn't work themselves up into this one.
Somebody said Eddie really loves Wendy. I don't know if it's love. I mean, or if Wendy. So I can't equate him being defiant as love if Wendy had more to offer than his family. And let's just say what people are saying is true. And supposedly Wendy came from a lower lineage. What if she had more money than he had? That wouldn't be important to his family, but maybe Wendy could offer him a better life than the direction he was headed. Would that be love? No, that would be an opportunist.
Yeah, they tried to call Todd that on the ROA. But speaking of the African culture, like if you they are very, very, very strict. They are really big on education. Um, and you don't want to get disowned by the family. And that's pretty much what it sounded like. It was more of a sacrifice than love. You know, when you talking about, oh, I can't, be with my family because I didn't marry down or I didn't marry this individual that they told me no, mama knew all about her. And I'm not saying that parents should be involved, but I think that it's very relevant and prevalent that we listen to our parents because they've been there, they've done that. And if mama say no, mama's and she's Mama, no. Mama's been out there in the world, so she can kind of pick up on things. You see what I'm saying?
No, I got you. I will say this.
Hmm.
When Wendy talks about she and Eddie's challenges with his family, y'all, he doesn't say anything. She's the one talking. So I don't really know if what she's saying is true or if she's just driving the narrative. But if you go back and watch previous episodes of The Real Housewives of Potomac, she's giving you the rundown about his family, not him. I've always found that interesting that he doesn't say a word. He just stands there. He may nod his head, and that's it. That's all. He doesn't go into detail. He doesn't speak a lot on it at all. Go back and watch. It's her.
Well, that's just a tactic that you use to run the narrative that you want. And whatever I'm saying, you pick up and you remember everything that I'm saying because I need you to follow along with this. It seems more of like, and this is an issue in dating as well or marriage as well when the female becomes the breadwinner. It's like, okay, now you got some control and slowly and slowly that control eases away. um how can you compete financially with your wife? You got to go to her, you got to ask the yes or the no questions, but
But not
it's
about your family. Can't nobody tell your family story better than you. Can't nobody tell. Like, it's just Wendy shouldn't be able to take the lead on why Eddie decided to defy his parents. That's his story. And I know she may have a little bit of it, but only he can tell it. I just found it odd. You get what I'm saying, Tulsa? I found it odd that she's taking the lead on what he felt, how he felt. He never co-signed that. He just sits back in the cut. I don't think that has anything to do with money. I think there's some untruths in that.
I think it's the witchcraft that is that her mama put out.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Mhm.
Allegedly.
It's I don't know. I just think you remember I told y'all yesterday or the day before, I said Sunday, I believe it. I said, "Oh my gosh, Wendy, I think this is just the beginning for you." People are coming out talking about their experiences with you, how you were probably one of the most unpleasant people. There's a guy that did a political segment with you. He's like, "Oh my God, it was horrible working with her. Horrible. Her attitude was horrible." I just hate this for Wendy. I think
Yeah.
she messed up big time. Go ahead.
Well, you know what, Queen? Actually, shout out to All About the Tea that reported on that. But now we're about to see the massive debt that they were talking about. Because now you didn't got the courts involved. Now you didn't got fraud investigators involved. Now you've got the IRS involved. And if we know anything, remember when Tasha K had went to trial and she went to court, the IRS.
No name
Oh,
dropping with them
oh,
people over
oh,
here.
Oh, okay. I apologize. Well, we know somebody that went to court and IRS was in the building. Anytime that you're dealing with money, money laundering, money fraud, money, anything of that nature, they're going to pick through it like a fine tooth comb. You get what I'm saying, Queen? And I
Yep.
apologize for mentioning people.
Yeah, I
I'll
want you
just
coming over
say
here.
somebody. No. I
Yeah.
won't do that.
Oh
Sorry
no,
about
that's
that.
yeah. Wait till Saturday. I said what I said.
Oh, okay. Oh, but no, since we are on the Housewives, shout out to Jazzy.
What I do?
Jazzy is
Oh, okay. Go ahead. I thought you was talking about a content creator. Go ahead.
uh. You said, what I just tell you, girl? Jazzy, she's on the show. She's actually married now, and we'll see some bits and pieces of the wedding on here. I can't say too much, but I want to say keep an eye on her. I think a lot of people kind of underestimated her when you talk about educated, her marrying an athlete. When you talk about affairs in order, Jazzy is the one to keep your eyes on. Mm-hmm.
All right. So y'all saw Jazzy, I think last season. The one that just married that guy. But look, okay, that's it. I've been on here over 2 hours. Y'all were supposed to get an hour. You got more than you bargained for. So thank you, Tulsa, for coming up. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye
Thank
for now.
you. You're welcome. Who else up here? Janae. Thank you, Janae, for coming up. Y'all, that's it. We're out of here. I will talk to y'all later.